Hey guys, Stealthy here and welcome back to War on the Seas, episode 30, and we just had the encounter in episode 29 with the sneaky boys and the convoy, well not a convoy, a small surface group of 2 destroyers and a Congo-class battleship. Now normally destroyers versus submarines is a bit of cat and mouse, except that these mice were throwing torpedoes at the cats, meaning that both of the cats are now drowned, sort of. The Congo is still out there, limping around. And I don't think I'm going to be able to find it for at least the next in-game hour. And even if I do find it, it remains to be seen whether the sneaky boys here can still engage. Because the Growler is down to 6 torpedoes, and I think they're all in the stern launchers. The Flying Fish is slightly doing better, but still running a little low. Now, with this in mind, the fact that these guys are going to get resupplied pretty soon, I'm already going to cast another group into the sea. So we're going to deploy, let's see, the Haddock and the Herring. And we're going to send them that way, because they will take a fair amount of time to arrive, seeing as they're not quick. Submarines travel at 12 to 16 knots, as opposed to the 22 plus knots that a surface group can do. At least, depending on the surface group. Now I have the Strong and the Tailor over here. They're going to reinforce the Hornet, or at least that was the plan. And then I moved the Hornet over. The Hornet is actually en route to link up with Task Force 21 from the Washington, but I'm going to revoke that order because the Hornet is ideally suited to take out the lone battleship that's still operating here. So I'm just going to hold my position here, wait for daylight, and start hunting that thing down. We still have a surface group over here, and that's the one that I'm hoping to find next. Unfortunately, no daylight means no planes from the Enterprise. So we're just going to have to hope that it gets daylight soon, in 4 hours from now in in-game time, and that then we can find the enemy. We have contact. Oh, shit, we have another 2 destroyers next to the sneaky boys. Oh dear. Looks like the cat and mouse game is on again. Give me radar and a scope. What are we looking at? Oh, this is not a fight that I want. This is definitely not a fight that I want. Because the first kill that I got on the enemy destroyer in the previous battle, it was an accident. I was torpedoing the Congo and the destroyer just happened to be in the way. Ate 3 actual live torpedoes, no duds, and sank. This time around, I'm not sure if I can get that lucky. Now Growler is completely out of bow torpedoes, so I only have the stern. And, well, it might work, but they're pretty far away. Let's see if I can ID them. / mis-ID them. You seem to be... Oh, you're one of those fairly easy to identify guys. Because you have your 2 turrets flat on the stern. There really aren't that many builds that have that. It's only the Hatsuharu class as far as I know. The Hatsuharu... Hatsuharu self was alive, the Hatsushima and the Yugure. Target 2. Older design. 2 funnels pointing almost straight up. Turret in between. Turret, torpedo launcher, turret, turret. Could be Mutsuki. I'm only seeing 1 torpedo launcher here, so it's not a kamikaze class. It's too small for a Wakataki. Target 2 assumed Mitsuki. Now I don't have to pick this fight. It's more of a question of do I want to pick this fight. And it is tempting. I'll give you that much. It is tempting. But risk-reward? It's not quite there. So at least now I know what they are. And it's going to make it easier to pick what sort of strike I need to send out from the Hornet. So let's wait another little over 4 hours. Oh, sorry, a little under 4 hours. And see if we can get those guys spotted again. The sneaky boys are going to slightly maneuver away from here. And I can put Task Force 18 into the fight, the Bonefish and the Cod. These guys are packing their full, well, mostly full complement of torps. Should be ready for a fight. I really don't want the Strong and the Tailor to engage, well, the Congo or the destroyers there. The risk is too great. 419, 430, 440. 5. Hornet, wake up, rise and shine, sunshine, because we have aircraft to launch. Seeing as the destroyers are a bigger threat to Task Force 18, I'm going to engage those first. And we're going to do that with rocket attacks. It didn't do that well last time, the rocket strikes. I think the torpedoes might be more valuable here. Let's go. That way. And I can maneuver the whole Hornet into position as well. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. So, Hornets, off you go. You're going to get company from the Strong and the Tailor over there. I think that for the rest of it, there's not too much that I need to manage. TF-19 needs to get repaired. So this one's going to get released, confirm, gives me a couple of points back. Fletcher, heavily damaged, release, confirm. I still have one Cimarron over here, but I don't really have much to transport. I mean, I could transport fuel to Rennell Island, but it's not really something that I want. It does give me 22 command points from the ships that I no longer actively have in service. Enterprise, launch aircraft, prepare your Avenger strike craft, because there is still a surface group out here. And I am eager to find it. So we're going to zigzag. And we're also going to launch assisting Wildcats from here. They can't quite strike the enemy, but they can assist me with scouting. So that way we go. Right, where's the enemy? Find me something to shoot at. Hornet, San Diego, launch aircraft. You don't have any aircraft. Australia, you do. Launch your Walrus. Any additional eyes in the sky can be very valuable. Caught bonefish, this way. Because I think that those guys might be headed towards Guadalcanal. They won't be transporting many troops. They won't be transporting any supplies. But nonetheless, they need to go. You guys are going to head this way, which is going to take you more than a day. But they got heavily attacked by the airstrike. Heavily damaged. So they need assistance. Enterprise is ready to launch again. Where the hell are they? Give me 12 more Avengers. Did they sneak by here? Because that means that they could be pretty close to the Enterprise. That's not what I want to see. Not at all. Yeah, these guys are all ready. Go find me some destroyers, and preferably a Congo. What? Enterprise is ready to launch aircraft. Again. Where are the various ships that should be out here? Here. Off you go. Avengers, RTB. Wildcats are RTB. It's like the Japanese can just... They just up and leave. But in such a miraculous way that I have no idea where they went. Very, very stealthy ships indeed. That's sneaky boys. You know what? I'm going to send the sneaky boys back for resupply. Good luck, gents. See you soon. Enterprise and Hornet ready to launch aircraft. Still haven't found a single ship. Nothing. We're going to troll this area for a bit. See if we can find anything. And the big question is one or more task forces still heading towards Port Moresby or not? Or Milne Bay, for all I know. I really have no idea what they're doing. And I don't like it. Because it introduces an element of unpredictability. And that's not something I'm looking for when I do surface engagements of any kind. I like my enemy and my fights to be perfectly predictable. Because it means to... Well, it generally leads to fewer casualties. There we go. How's the war going? Not great. Task Force 16 is still on the way back here to pick up new troops and supplies. These guys don't have any kind of airfields, so they didn't get to deliver supplies here. That's good. Still, it's crazy. Where the hell are they? No. Vanishing act, I'm telling you. See, I would think that they're operating around here, but they're not. That last one was too far, by the way. Yeah, okay. Didn't register. Good. Because that could possibly lead to the loss of those aircraft. You guys are heading back. Enterprise launch. Scout out to the north. Normally I don't have to look this long for an encounter. About a day later, August 22nd, 1942, there is an aircraft, a scout aircraft, nearing Task Force 18. Now normally I wouldn't care about that much about it, but since all the airports here are destroyed, and well, airports don't launch scouts in general, this is a sign that there is something else nearby. Fortunately, I just launched a flight of Dauntlesses from the Hornet, so these guys can assist in the search. And, well, we're just gonna have to see and hope that we can follow the plane back home, sort of. Because I'm very curious to see where that thing just came from, that one scout aircraft. If we can figure that out, we might know where the Congo is. There's also an enemy submarine somewhere here. I was not able to find it, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to sort of hope that we can find it again before it finds something of us. And even if it does, so far I have been reasonably effective when it comes to dealing with enemy submarines. Let's say I want you to go this way again. That plane is still shadowing me. Here, no. Oh, no, there's a second one. Interesting. The plot thickens. Ignore. Especially since they're just scout aircraft. What's going on? Hold on, where did you come from? Where are you going back to? They keep fading in and out. I'm not looking to kill them. There, here they come again. Right over the submarines. Hornet's ready to launch again. Let's do that then. Just give me another flight of Dauntless bombers. They can stay up in the air for a long time, those scouts. Unfortunately, I'm about to go into the period where I can no longer launch aircraft. So let's have the Enterprise launch one flight just before nightfall. I was not able to find any of the task forces here, so we're just going to send the Enterprise slightly more north and see if we can make a contact in the Solomon Sea. Task Force 20, I'm going to have these guys stay pretty much to Milne Bay. These guys are heading home. Task Force 21 is heading home, and in the meanwhile I have resupplied Task Force 16. They're going to send themselves over to Rennell Island and resupply that. Where is that aircraft going? These still have quite a bit of longevity. Enemy aircraft spotted near Task Force 18. Yeah, I know. That's the third scout aircraft. What carries 3 scout aircrafts? Aircraft? Yeah, aircrafts, right. Aircraft. Hornet, you might want to keep your distance. Hold on, they disappeared off to that side. They all did. There might be something out there. Task force, off you go. What are we going to find here? I think at least a cruiser. And probably more. Oh dear, what's that? 2 heavy cruisers and 2 destroyers. Have I got bad news for you guys? It could be that all of those planes came out of these 2 heavy cruisers. That's not unreasonable. I'm just going to try and hold off an attack with a flight of 24 Dauntless bombers. So we're going to ignore them for now. And just not run out of fuel, ideally. 39 nautical miles. They're scouting again. Hold off. Set a course. I think we can engage. Here we go. Alright. There are a lot of ships about. What do we have here? 4 turrets on the bow, no less. What are you? No, you're not a plane, I can tell you that much. Heavy cruiser. Let's say it's Japanese, just a bet. Not a Furitaka, not an Aoba, not a Miyoko, not a Takao, not a Mogami. It's a Tone. In fact, it's the Chikima. The second target, more likely to be a Mogami class. No, the boats don't line up. They do line up with the Takao, though. Okay, here's the plan. 12 Dauntlesses against 1 heavy cruiser. I don't care much about the destroyers, we can take those on in a second flight, but the heavy cruisers need to go, because they keep launching scout aircraft. So, wings 1, 5, and 9. You are going to engage the Takao over there. And 13, 17, and 21 on the other side. So, Dauntless 1, target. Dauntless 5, target. Dauntless 9, target. Dauntlesses 3, 15, and 9. 3, 17, and 21. You need to keep your distance a bit. Because from their current position, they're not in an ideal strike position. These guys are. I'm still not exactly sure which formation is the best one. But we're just going to attack the Takao anyway. Come left. I'm going to attack from dead on. And then flight 9. It might be overkill, but I'd rather have overkill than underkill, like we had in a previous episode, where the group survived. And since they weren't critically damaged, they just were able to repair all the damage. Might not be the best attack factor, but it seems like we're gonna hit at least 1. Oh yeah. I think we hit 5. Takao, report. Heavy damage. I'm gonna hold flight 9 in reserve. Oh crap, they're already engaged. Okay, never mind then. That is a nice airstrike right there. Look at all these planes. That should be damage critical, right? Yeah. So she's probably toast. Now we're just waiting for the others. You guys moved a bit too far because I didn't give you specific orders to go to a waypoint. I just manually controlled the flight. That was quick and dirty. Very, very dirty. So the Takao is gone. Now it's time to get the Tone. And with all these Dauntlesses, I might be able to just do an attack run against destroyers and actually cripple them. Flight 13's not in a great position yet. Fly directly at him. There's the smoke plume from the sinking cruiser. Attack. Oh crap, you have no target. Attack Tony. Dauntless 13. Your position's not great. Yours is. Engage. 13. Turn. Engage. Swoop in. Sweep in. Whatever. Attack. Go for him. Hit. Turn off the HUD. I'm not doing this myself, by the way. I don't trust myself with this. But I do trust the AI to land at least a couple of bombs, as we have seen with the other cruiser. Snap a couple of pictures. Hit. Ooh. That's a lot of hits. And that's a few more. Oh yeah. Damage? Nope, hold on. I don't want to retreat yet. Critical. Probably toast. Excellent. She should be sinking. You know what? I'm just gonna let the DDs live. I can take those on some other time. Gotcha. Alright. Not a bad day. Not a bad haul. Leave. There we go. 2 cruisers sunk for 29 command points. Excellent. How does that line up for the Japanese groups? Because the Takao class only has the Otago alive. The Mogami has 3 ships sunk and 1 unavailable. The Tone class is toast. The Furutakas are done for. The Aubas are gone. The Miyoko still has the Haguro alive. And we're back at the Takao. So they're just about out of heavy cruisers. Light cruiser wise, they're doing far better. But the light cruisers don't pose nearly as much of a threat as the heavy cruisers do. I believe that some of the light cruisers can still launch aircraft. So in that regard, yes, they can be dangerous. But overall, probably not too bad. Now I'm going to RTB all of these guys, if they're not auto doing that. Oh, hold on. Oh crap, you guys are out of mobility. Okay, we're going to RTB then. Where'd that scout plane come from? Is there something else out here? Let's go and have a look. 51 command points. Is it possible for me to field another battleship? North Carolina's under repair. Crap. How long? 3 days. 7 days for a Fletcher. The rest is pretty okay, but the Chester has taken a heavy beating. 8 days. Enemy losses total 82 ships. 88 aircraft and 520,000 tons sunk. 35,000 tons. That's that's quite the difference. I like it. Okay, let's see if the Enterprise can still find trouble. Although I'm assuming not. Because her Dauntlesses, there we go, they're out. Really curious to see if they're sneaking an aircraft carrier group through here. You never know. Trying to find them with submarines is a bit of an exercise in futility, because they're just not fast enough. What the hell's Task Force 19? Uh-oh. That's the Hornet. Considering how we are engaging something and I don't know what it is, I'm going to assume it's a submarine. So I'm going to tell these guys to swap position. I'm going to lead with a destroyer, which is going to be the Strong. I want the Taylor at the front as well. I want the Australia next, then the San Diego, and then the Hornet. Line formation, line ahead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Begin. I mean, radar and sonar, what are we looking at? Everybody follow the strong. It's 2350. It's really dark. I'm running radar and sonar, although at sonar at 19 knots you don't find anything. Oh, that's difficult to see. Where are the torps? If there are torps. Every speck and bit of dust on my monitor is now suspicious. The only other thing that I can imagine that we're looking at is a surface group. I know that there's a faster way to do this. Not a submarine, I think. Or it's out of torpedoes, but usually I kill submarines before they get an opportunity to either reload or, well, launch a second spread. I think there's not much out here. Good. Because I don't want an encounter with the Hornet. So let's have the Hornet change position for a bit. Enterprise is holding to the south of the Solomon Sea. Time is now 2:20, 2:30. Guadalcanal might need some more troops. Rennell Island might also need more troops and supplies. Especially supplies, which are coming in. It's 5:10, we can launch aircraft again. Dauntless, excellent versatile aircraft, both for scouting and engaging pretty much anything. You can probably kill a battleship if you hit it often enough with a Dauntless. Well, with a bomb in general. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Dauntless. We still have to look for some destroyers that ran off. Let's use the Dauntless for that. I'm thinking they're somewhere in the area of Guadalcanal. Exactly where, I don't know. Hoping to find them. Interestingly, I have an encounter with Task Force 19, the Hornet, and a scout aircraft again. So, we're going to send up another attack wing. That thing came from somewhere over here. Let's see if I can find whatever the launching position was. A little while later, the Dauntlesses report that they have found something. They can't tell me what, and I can ignore it, but I'm eager to see what this is, so let's begin. What's down here? A submarine. Huh. That could very well be the launching unit. I don't want to strike it with this. I want to strike it with Avengers. So keep an eye on it. 0.1 hour. Come on. There we go. Avengers. Depth charges. There. I think we have found the source of that scout aircraft. Enemy ships spotted near the Avenger. Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. That thing either made for really good time, or it's a different submarine. New aircraft? Oh, that's the scout. Yeah. Okay, it's a scout aircraft. Radar on all the ships. No. Active radar, active sonar, thank you. Where is that submarine, though? I'm gonna tell this group to change course. Because there is the potential that the game is gonna throw me for a loop. And say, hey, surprise, the submarine has been able to dive just before you found it. And is now in a position to attack your formation. I wouldn't put it past them. Jeez, this thing is flying almost on top of the aircraft carrier. Somebody said in the comment section, the anti-air in this game is worse than World of Warships. No joy. No hits. Nothing. I'm thinking that submarine is still somewhere over there, but... you'd think that the Avengers would be able to see it at this point. Time compression not available? Oh, it's probably because we're still shooting at this thing. Now, I'm not seeing torpedo impacts, nor torpedo trails. So that leads me to believe that the submarine has not yet been able to launch torpedoes at me. That's good. But where exactly it is, I don't know. Not so good. Let's tell San Diego and Hornets to leave. Because those guys are not very well equipped to deal with any kind of a fight with a submarine. Except, of course, for the air wing. Leading the strong Taylor in Australia to form up in a wide line abreast. That submarine did some really sneaky shit, though. It was on the surface. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able... oh, wouldn't have been able to detect it. But now it's just gone. Or is it? I think it's lurking beneath the waves. It's not worth my time to try and find that thing. It's far easier to wait for them to attack me, or to just see them on the surface. And besides, I think it was somewhere farther along here. No, if it's out here, they would have spotted it by now. These Dauntlesses were scouting. They found a submarine. But is it this one? Or was TF-19 engaged by something else? Tactical. No joy, nothing here. Crap. Find me that submarine. Fuck's sake, there it is. Get him. Now it is a completely unfair fight. I think. Somebody seen a submarine? Yes. Because now I can engage with 12 attack aircraft, all dropping depth charges at him. This is not fair. Exactly as you would want in a condition like this. Now, usually submarines stay on the surface for a little bit. I've been able to pull off a couple of strafing runs with Wildcats. Didn't feature those in the video because they didn't really do much. But I suppose the depth charge is going to be a hell of a lot more effective. Even though the target is on the surface. These guys haven't engaged. That's actually not too bad. The last attack flight. Oh, crap, it's diving. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Are the bomb bay doors open? Yes, they are. Okay, good. Hold on. Is it diving? No, it's not diving. It's not doing anything. Loose. 1 and 2. Catch. This is going to get really unpleasant. Really unpleasant. Critical flooding. Good night. You may sink now. Now, thanks to the dot from this attack group here, I can still sort of figure out where I need to strike. That is, if the submarine doesn't sink altogether by itself. I think I need to open my bomb bay doors though. I wonder what that sub's gonna do, because if it has critical flooding, it is not unlikely to think that the submarine is going to do an emergency blow. So either it's going to try to surface, or it will die trying. We just have to give him a bit of time to get himself drowned. Where do you think you're going? Don't leave now. Heavy damage, critical flooding. Unfortunately, I can barely see beneath the water. We're just gonna have to wait for him. And a little while later, the confirmation comes in. Submarine sunk. Gained 2 command points. Well done to the Avengers. That threat to the Hornet is now neutralized. RTB. Now, let's see how many submarines they still have left, because those 2 have been taking a beating. The Type B1. I was able to sink a decent amount of them, but I still have plenty of those left. The Type B2. 4 sunk, 2 in existence. The I-40 and the I-42. So, they're much less of a threat, but there are still submarine threats around, and I still need to be vigilant for any convoys that might get attacked. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for the support in the comment section, and I'll see you soon for the next episode.